Well, hello there. It's Harry from PB Tech, and today we're going to be taking a look at a leading smartphone from LG, the G7. To get you all warmed up, we're going to list a few of its features. It's got a dual SIM, 4GB of RAM, 64GB of storage, 3000 mAh battery with fast charging and wireless charging. The body is also water, drop, and dust resistant. Also inside, it's equipped with the latest Snapdragon 845 processor, so you know it's certainly fast. This phone is part of LG's G series, which focuses on creating the most compact device, trading in for power. Also, to help you understand where this fits within the market, it's a luxury smartphone, so it's competing against the likes of the iPhone X, the Samsung S9 Plus, and the Huawei P20 Pro. Most people judge a book by its cover. But what happens when all the covers begin to look the same? In recent years, smartphone manufacturers in general seem to have become less interested in pushing their own individual structural design aesthetics, instead finding common ground in the constant refinement of what is believed to be now the ideal phone proportions. The largest screen on the thinnest square body. I can only assume the reason that the designs are all converging is because the manufacturers are borrowing from each other's successes and incorporating them into their next generations, trying to capture the widest mass appeal. This lack of deviation isn't necessarily a bad thing. It just means now it's harder to choose a phone or understand one based on what you're seeing. But that means it's easier to judge it on the features that you can't see. Which brings us back to the G7. Yes, it's got an unimaginative notch, but what's more interesting is it also has some hidden audio prowess, but we're going to get to that soon. To give our intellectual minds a little break, let's first focus on a few other features, including the dedicated Google Assist button down here underneath the volume rockers. It's just like the Bixby button on the Galaxy S series, but launches the significantly more useful Google Assist. And unlike many other smartphones currently on the market, it actually works in New Zealand. Whoa, is someone throwing some shade? Okay Google, calm down. Voice recognition. More like far-field voice recognition. That's a feature that the G7 also has, which means you can yell, "Okay Google," from all the way over the other side of the room and it'll still pick it up. Okay Google. Five. 45. Okay Google, work with me now. Okay Google, what's the time?
1:26.
Nice. Come on, other hand.
Back to the far-field voice recognition. This also means it's better at audio recording, which could be great for things like concerts. I love this song. Yeah.
Yeah, can you stop filming me with the video camera because I'm really here in real life. You can enjoy it in real life because there's lots of people outside that couldn't come in. And I'm not doubting you're a fan, I'm sure you are, but I feel like I'm here for real.
On the back of the G7, we have a glossy black finish, but it also comes in the exotic color of blue. Ooh. Ooh. Yeah. Thanks to this glossy finish, when caught in the light just right, your phone gives off a magnificent sheen. However, I did find it super susceptible to fingerprints. So, unfortunately, I think I'm just gonna have to put a case on this one. Still looks pretty sweet. As I mentioned before, the G7 comes with a 3000 mAh battery, which is a little on the small size. However, with that reduction, comes a phone that fits perfectly in your hand. And for someone like me, man, born with the burden of small hands, it feels great. Makes me feel like, you know, one of the boys, one of the big guys.
Big, masculine. My hands tell a story of greatness.
LG is known for making some incredible screens. And with this device, there's no exception. The G7 screen is a Quad HD IPS LCD with HDR10 and Dolby Vision. If you didn't catch all that, the image is clearer, the blacks are blacker, the whites are whiter, and the colors are more colorfuler. So now you can fully experience both YouTube HDR and Netflix HDR content. Nice. The screen is also super bright, and with the brightness boosted mode, you're getting 1000 nits of brightness, which is about 200 more than usual. This would be great for looking at your screen when you're outdoors and in the sun. My only issue with the brightness is that I think the boosted mode and the normal 0 to 100 sliding scale should have been incorporated into one thing. It's just a little fiddly having to change between the two. The last features on screens I'm going to mention is the always on display, which tells you the time no matter if your phone's asleep or not. Then we've also got the double tap to wake and the double tap to go to sleep, so you don't have to touch your pesky little sleep button ever again. Jumping over to the camera, the G7 has a dual 16 megapixel rear camera with both standard and ultra-wide imaging. The ultra-wide is unique to LG and allows for some amazing shots, especially for things such as landscapes, macro shots,
bunch up,
and also group shots when you want to fit everyone in. My favorite part about the camera is in the video mode, which gives you full manual control. Having played around with the front-facing camera for a little while, or maybe a long while, when I take a picture of myself in portrait mode from too close up, the blurred effect looks a little overpowering and makes my textured face look a little airbrushed. Now over to audio, and this is where the G7 really shines. The phone has a powerful built-in amplifier and a high-quality DAC, meaning a digital to analog converter. So if you love your music, this is definitely the phone for you. With a DAC, you can and will hear the difference. It also comes equipped with a resonance chamber, which acts like a boombox, amplifying the sound coming from the speaker when it's placed on any surface or on a box. You can and you will hear the difference. But if headphone audio is more your jam, then you'll be pleased to know the G7 is capable of powering high-quality wired headphones, such as the Sennheiser HD series. You know what? I can see this phone being snapped up by all you sexy commuters out there. With its dynamic screen and high-quality audio, the G7 lends itself to people on the move. The bright screen lets you cut through any dancing glare that might appear while you're catching public transport or walking to work. It's hard to find a commuter these days that doesn't have headphones in, so if you're spending an hour a day plus listening to music, it might as well sound good. The G7's DAC compatibility will aid you there. And because we all have to go to work, no matter the weather, it's nice to know that your smartphone is fully waterproof and protected from the elements. Wouldn't that be nice? Sorry boss, looks like it's going to be a bit drizzly out today, so I'll get round to posting that video next week then, eh? If it clears up. Yeah. Of all the recent big flagship smartphone releases, for me, this phone wins the Miscongeniality Award. It deserves recognition for ticking all those boxes of what we expect in a luxury smartphone. But individually, its strengths just aren't enough to get it ahead in any one category. And perhaps not a big enough step from its predecessor. It's a great all-rounder, and if you don't know or mind which luxury smartphone to upgrade to this year, then the LG G7 is the best central place to start. Oh, hey again. Thank you for indulging me in my thoughts today. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our amazing channel if you know what's good for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!